She lost her dad at 7, survived sexual abuse, and now she's the healer everyone's talking about. I'm talking about Carmen Dillinger, and her story is about to change everything you think you know about transformation. Carmen isn't just an energy healer. She's a women's circle leader, a hairstylist, and a spiritual coach who turned her deepest wounds into her greatest wisdom. And if you've ever felt broken by life, if you've wondered whether healing is even possible, Carmen's journey will show you that the magic of holistic healing can literally rewrite your story. This isn't just another feel-good conversation. This is raw, real transformation that so many of us need to hear. Join us this Wednesday on New Year's Eve at 5 p.m. Eastern on the House Mama Unity and Community Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at House Mama Unity and Community Podcast. Because sometimes the most powerful healers are the ones who've walked through the fire themselves.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shannon Scott. I'm the host of the House Mama podcast. Today I have got Carmen on, Carmen Dillinger. She is a spiritual coach, Reiki practitioner. She leads women's groups in Lancaster, Ohio. And I very gratefully met her through mutual friends. So she is going to be on the show today. I always say that I love how our previous shows line up with the next shows. It's completely unintentional. It just, is that divine timing. And this show is no different. So last show we had Clint Dowd on, and Clint was on speaking about recovery, his own personal trip through recovery. Very, very open and honest and raw. And I just appreciated that so much from him. Not to mention where it has brought him now on his journey, connecting that physical aspect of healing with the mental aspect of healing. And he's done a very beautiful job doing that. So this really ties in nicely with that because, Carmen is a energy worker. So right now, Marcus is going to play the rewind from Clint, and then we will hop on with Carmen. So enjoy the rewind, guys. Hello, everybody. I am Shannon Scott. I am the host of the House Mama podcast. Without further ado, we are going to introduce Clint to the show. Hello, Clint.
Hello.
Hello.
I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I believe I was in the 4th grade, so 8 or 9 years old, and prescribed stimulants, which I stayed on consistently until I joined the Navy. I started smoking weed in the Navy, and I never got caught, so I never got in trouble for drugs in the Navy. But it caused a lot of problems. I'd be late to work. I would miss work, which is a big deal in the military. But anyway, I ended up getting discharged for it. I had 4 Article 15s. I got in a year and a half on stimulants to try and see if that would help me refocus my energy, do something. Job market kind of sucked. Was working construction. But what I found out was that I could abuse my stimulants at that point. Started snorting Ritalin, a lot. And for the next 15 years, the better part of the next 15 years, I would go through 90 pills in a week. I lost my job. And after the fight, I called a friend of mine out in Washington and said, "Hey, I need to take you up on that offer. Come work. Like, I've got to leave right now. I got to get away from here." When I left my house, I didn't make it 2 miles, and I totaled my Toyota Tacoma that I was driving. I wanted to go to rehab. I was ready to get clean. I was at rock bottom. Like, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a job. Family. You're in rehab, your credit tanks. Your spouse leaves you. Like, all these things go away. The only value those things have are what you're placed in.
I learned how to
communicate my feelings between rehab and anger management. I became very in touch with my feelings and learned how to communicate them to almost anyone, depending on the safety. Keep your side of the street clean. That whether it's your health, your mental health, your relationship with other people, keep your side of the street clean. And you don't have to preach to anybody. You don't have to fix anybody else. You don't have to blame anybody else.
That was a really, really great show. That was Clint. That was a good show. So yeah, it really ties into the show with Carmen today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to Carmen Dillinger. Hello, Carmen.
Hi.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I was. You can see the rewinds on your end, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it does this every week. It always seems to trail into the next show, which I really, really love. Mm-hmm. But it reminds me a lot of what you and I had talked about. And you are on that far other spectrum of healing, because you actually, do healing for people for, a living. So I'm not going to take up. I want you to jump right in. Tell me about Carmen, how you got to where you are now.
Okay. So right now, I guess I'll talk about what I am right now and then rewind a little bit. So right now I'm a Reiki master. I lead women's circles and I do hair. And when I do hair, I try to put healing into the hair. If the client wants it and is open to it, I will do Reiki or whatever they need, because to me, beauty is more than just what's on the outside. It comes from within. And most of us are missing that aspect of it because of this crazy world that we live in and how we were programmed to live. So I like people to find that beauty within themselves, and then that makes them even shine brighter, and they just look like they're glowing when they leave. So that's my goal, and my mission or purpose in life is to bring light to people and to spread light. But I wasn't always like this. I was not always like this. So I wasn't really like energetic little girl, and I had lots of why questions, and that really bothered people a lot of times because I wanted to know why for everything.
Yeah, me too.
If things didn't make sense to me, I would want to know why, and if the grown-up didn't have a good enough answer, I would keep asking, like, well, I don't understand why, and so I'm sure I annoyed my parents a lot, but at the age of 7, my father committed suicide, and that was a shock. I was having a regular, life. My parents were really good to me. I don't have any like bad memories of them being like bad parents to me or anything like that. I do remember them having a fight. They were in some kind of argument for a couple days. My dad was staying in the basement a lot while they were going through this, whatever they were having. And one night, my mom was giving me a bath, and me and my sister a bath, and she yelled to my dad to bring her towels to us. And she yelled, he never answered. She yelled again, he never answered. So she went down to go get the house herself. I hear a loud scream. And of course, I'm a curious kid. Like I said, I wanted to know why. I wanted to know everything. I went to find my mom. Why did she scream? And I saw my dad hanging there. He hung himself in our basement. And so for me, a 7-year-old girl, trying to process that and understand it and figure it out, like I couldn't find the why to this. I didn't understand the why. I watched my mom cut him down and give him CPR, and it just didn't work. My aunt came and took us. She took us to her house, and she told me that my dad was going to be fine. He was going to wake up, and he was going to come out of it. So that's what I was hoping for, and that's what I expected. I wasn't taking any less, but the next day my mom came, and that was not what was happening. My dad was gone. So I was pretty mad at my aunt for telling me a lie. I felt like at the time. And I didn't know how to deal with grief. Being 7 years old, I had no idea. And I don't blame my mom at all, but she had no idea. And so I didn't go to counseling or anything. I just dealt with it, right? My mom just dealt with it and went about life and did what we had to do. So I pushed that grief. Like, of course, I cried every day. I cried all the time. And I do remember going back to school. And the first day I went back to school, a kid at school came up to me and he's like, "Your dad went to hell." And I remember being like, "Oh, I can't tell my mom. Like, my mom is going to freak out if she knows this." Like, this little 7-year-old me. Because as soon as my dad passed, I felt like I have to take care of my mom and sister. I was 7. I don't know why I felt that way. I just felt this, that I had to take care of them and I had to protect them, and it was my job. So when this kid at school told me, "Your dad's in hell," I remember like, I cannot ever tell my mom this. She will just, like, not being 7, not knowing my mom already probably had heard that or, whatever. But so I kept that from her, and I kept that, stuffed it down in there, and went about my life and tried to deal with it however I knew how, which was crying, asking why, asking for help, asking God for help. And he did comfort me a lot at that time, but I didn't know because I was 7 and a kid, you know what I mean? So I didn't really understand any of it. And that led my mom to move to Columbus. We lived in Springfield, outside of Springfield in the country, in a small little town called Pitchen. But she wanted to move to Columbus to be close to my grandma, which is her mom. And so we moved to Columbus. And when I moved to Columbus, there was a family member in Columbus that started touching me or molesting me. So probably that started at age 8, I would say 8 or 9. And it went for years because I was too scared to tell. I mean, he told me if I told, he would hurt me. You know what I mean? And he told me it was my fault too. So I was like, well, I can't tell anybody what's happening, because if I do, then I'm gonna get hurt, or he's gonna tell people it was my fault. So being that young, I believed it. And then I found out that he was touching my sister too. And that really bothered me because I'd rather him do it to me than her, because I didn't want her to have that. So I would try anything I could for him not to touch her and touch me, but I think he did both. So finally, I told my friend about it, a friend of mine, and she said, "If you don't tell your mom, I'm going to tell your mom." And I remember I was so mad at her. I was like, I can't believe you. I can't believe you would do this to me. And she's like, "No, I'm telling." And thank God for her. Like, thank God for her. She told my mom. And, I at least got it off of my chest. Now, did anything really happen in my family? No. It was like the hush hush type of thing.
Yep.
And I feel like that's the old school mentality of it, or like,
Yes.
I don't know what it is. Like, why hush it? Like, I'm not hushing shit. If somebody does that to one of my kids now, everybody's gonna know, and that person's gonna be locked up. Like, you're not, you know, no, like, it's no hush hush. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting in the same room with that person ever again. Like, I don't understand this old mentality that families had, where families are forever. Like, no. Like, your family is your family, but that doesn't mean shit, in my opinion. Like, if your heart's in it, and if you're a good person, and if you're trying, then you're my family. But if you're, no, that's not family, you know. And
Yes.
that was
I know. I've been dealing with these things.
Yeah.
You're on my Facebook. You get to watch me crash out every day. Yeah, I thank you for saying that.
Yeah, like, it's just, you know, I hate that saying, like, that family, whatever, family's forever, family, whatever they say. And it's like, no. And I tell my kids to this day, like, if I'm affecting your energy or your life in a negative way, please distance yourself from me, or please tell me, and then make the decision, if I'm not changing, to distance yourself. There's no reason that just because you're my family that you need to be in my circle.
Yes.
Like, none. But if you're a loving person and you're here with your whole heart to love and to care, then yes, you can, you know, be a part of my family. But if you're not, then I just distance myself, and those people aren't in my circle. And my circle is my family, and that might be friends, might be family, and it can be a number of people. But so that happened, and then the family was like hush hush. So that kind of broke my trust. I knew my mom loved me. I knew, like, people in my family loved me, but I didn't understand why they're protecting this person. Like,
right.
And I still don't understand that, to be honest. But so from that point on, that probably did some more trauma in there, and I shoved that trauma down because I've never had counseling. I never knew that I needed to talk about this, or that I needed to just sit with it and deal with it. So I just shoved it down. And so when I was about 13 years old, I'd say around that age, maybe 12, maybe young. I was young. I started young. I was looking for attention from males in all the wrong ways, because I wanted that love that I wasn't getting from my father. I wanted that love that I never got from that person, that, you know, and I didn't know what love looked like. I thought love was showing my body, or giving them myself, right? So I was very promiscuous, and I was running around with this boy and that boy, and trying to get all the attention I could from all the boys. I wanted all of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I ended up getting pregnant when I was, I think I was 14 or 15 years old. I had an abortion. I'm not for or against abortions. I think whatever is right for you at the time. But of course, like, now I grieve that child that could have been mine.
While others mass produce with chemicals and shortcuts, one stay-at-home mama chose a different path. Jade spends months researching each ingredient, carefully sifting everything at least twice, testing every single product on herself before offering it to anyone else. She hand cuts poster cards, captures every photo, adjusts recipes until they're perfect. 6 to 8 hours of love goes into each batch. This is Jade's wellness trade, where organic, plant-based products aren't just made, they're crafted with a mother's dedication. No animals harmed, no chemicals hidden, just pure, superior alternatives to what they're selling you in stores. because the collective deserves better. And Jade's mission? To eventually teach you how to make these yourself. Visit jadeswellnesstrade.my.canva.site and discover what Mama Made really means.
All right. So, yeah, it led me to be very promiscuous, looking for love in all the wrong places. So, I thought that by giving myself to people sexually or looking a certain way, I was going to find that love. And of course, you know what happens.
Yes.
You don't find that love that you're looking for. You don't, it's just like a revolving door of one bad relationship into another. And, you know, ended up pregnant at 15. I had an abortion. I'm not for or against abortions. I think, you know, whatever the person needs at the time. But of course, I do grieve that child. And,
yes.
you know, I wish I wouldn't have had to do something like that. But I do think it's a woman's choice of her body to do what she would want to do with it.
Right.
So I was pregnant at 15, started drinking around that time as well. And I found that drinking for me was an escape. Like I could be my whole self, or who I thought was my whole self at the time. I could be loud, I could be obnoxious, I could say things that I wouldn't say when I was sober and feel okay with it. So I started drinking a lot. I would drink on weekends with friends, and that would lead to more bad decision making and just, you know, I'm a type of person when I drink, I black out. So I don't even know what happens. So after a certain time, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know who's there, like with the people, because I'm not there. Like, I don't remember none of it. And so that went on for years and years of me. That's how I coped with life was, you know, drinking on the weekends or drinking throughout the week and getting drunk to the point of blacked out. Like I didn't want to just have like 2 drinks. I wanted to like get blacked out. I wanted to forget. I wanted to not be living the life that I was living. Yeah, I would like, if there was a party, I wouldn't go if there wasn't drinking. If there was a wedding, I wouldn't go if there wasn't drinking. Like to me, it was like lame and boring. And why would I do it? And I grew up in a house where we drank a lot. Like we'd have kids' birthday parties, adult birthday parties. It didn't matter. We're having drinks and getting drunk. Like, and now looking back on it, I can see like how, that, yeah, it's just not a good functioning, a good way to function in life. So yeah, in the middle of all of that, I had kids. And of course I had kids with a narcissist, because that's what we attract.
Yep. Yep. Oh, man.
When we have that big heart and they could see us coming a mile away. And so one thing that that the narcissist was never able to do to me, that they can do with a lot of people, but for some reason I just could not be controlled to that extreme that they wanted to control me. I couldn't be. I was like, fuck that. No. Yep. So luckily for me, I couldn't be controlled to that extent, because I know a lot of girls out here, unfortunately, that are controlled or get controlled to that extent, where they don't even know their own thoughts, their narcissistic partner's thoughts, or whose thoughts they think are their own. So luckily for me, I wasn't able to get trapped. So I got out of that, but then I was a single mom with 2 kids and trying to forget you like this saying, words, you know, words will never hurt you, sticks and stones will break your bones. No, I'd rather have sticks and stones any day over words, because these words will stick with you. It doesn't, like, you could have something in your subconscious that a teacher told you in second grade that your subconscious still thinks is the truth. And so words are such a big deal. And I don't think people realize the effect they have on our self, and trying to get those narcissistic things that he told me and those lies that he would tell me and feed me all the time, trying to get those out of my brain and my body and my energy field it took work. It took lots and lots of work. So for anybody that's in that relationship that's gotten out, don't be very kind to yourself, because it takes a very, very, very long time. And like, I haven't been with that particular narcissist since I was 26 years old, and I'm 45, and I still will have things come up. I mean, it's a lot. They really do some damage there. So
yes. Your nervous system remembers, your fascia, your cells.
Yes.
What you're told, your memory or your brain is just a receptor and just stores memory.
Yeah.
It doesn't create new thoughts. So your brain will continually remind your physical body of that trauma. That's what causes inflammation, migraines, stomach issues. Yeah. Oh man, we have so much in common. It doesn't even make any sense. I needed you today. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
That's okay. So yeah, like you were saying, like, it gets stuck in our bodies, and if we don't clear it, it can breed disease. So your chakras are, you have 7 main ones. Now they say 13. Because we've got an upgrade lately.
Yes.
The human species has got an upgrade. So excited, but
so exciting.
But your 7 chakras are supposed to be, flowing like a river. And when you've got emotions or
yeah. He's real big into chakra, Marcus. Yeah. That's what he does too.
So they're supposed to be flowing, and they can't flow.
Yep. Flow like water. Water.
Because there's shit in there trapping them. And so it can breed disease and all different kinds of diseases. It depends on what chakra it's trapped in. But yeah, from all of that, from my dad passing, being molested, having all this shit happen to me, I had a lot of anger, right? And grief is anger, and like a lot of this stuff is anger, and it was just trapped in there. So believe it or not, I used to be a fighter. And
I believe it. Believe it or not, I used to be too. Don't believe that.
I used to pick fights with people, like physical fights, word fights. It didn't matter. I just wanted to fight with people because I was so angry in here, and I had a lot of anger to burn. And so so I would fight, thought nothing of it, whatever. But when I was I don't even know how old I was when this happened, but anyways, I had too much to drink. I was at a bar. It was at a wedding. The whole wedding party was at the bar. Anyways, we had been drinking all night. Somebody started a fight with us. And so me and my husband got into the fight. We were fighting. So I ended up in jail that night. So did my husband, with 2 felonies. So my husband has the highest felony you can get before murder. And then I have, I don't know, I try to block it out. Like, I don't even care anymore. I don't know what felony I have, what level it is. I do have a felony from fighting. The cop said that I punched him. I could not say whether I punched him or not. I do not believe I punched him, but he was tasing my husband, and my husband's head was like steam coming off of it, and I thought he was dying at that moment. So I tried to help him and the cop said I punched him, but I couldn't like defend myself because I was blacked out. Like, I don't know if I punched the cop or not. So the cop decided he skipped me and my husband, and he took us both to jail that night. And we both got felonies. We spent time in jail for that. And that's really when all of this started. It took a long time, but that's really when it started. I went to drug and alcohol counseling because that was made to. I had to go to AA meetings because they made me go. Did I ever drink after that? Yes, I have. But do I want, like, is it something where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get drunk this weekend? No, it's like maybe I'll have one here or there, but it's not like my regular thing where I'm drinking, like the weekend is made for drinking or any type of social setting is made for drinking. Now I don't want to drink. Like, and Spirit showed me that alcohol is one of the things that blocks our third eye when we consume too much of it. So I definitely don't want my third eye blocked. I want that open and active all the time. So, you know, and drinking it just, when I would come home from work in the past, I would come home and I'd be like, oh my God, I want to drink. I want to forget about this. This has been like a stressful day. But what I started doing was like, when I get home from work, I'm going to go meditate right when I get home. Let me go just lay down and meditate, put on a good meditation and just lay there. And I found doing that, like, I didn't need to drink anymore. And the more that I meditated and I got my mind quiet and I just listened, messages started coming. Mm-hmm. The more that I felt better, like the more I found God, I guess. Like, so like as a kid, like I was saying, I used to question all the time about church because we were a Christian family. We went to church all the time. And I would see like some of my family members go to church and act away and then get out of church and be like mean and evil. And I questioned that. I questioned a lot of things. And I never felt good enough for church, to be honest with you. I didn't feel like I fit in there. I felt like such a sinner, right? Like, how can I be here? I have kids out of wedlock. I have a felony. I have all this shit, right? I have all this. Like, how am I good enough to be here? I'm not. Like, that's how I felt. I'm not good enough. But when I started meditating, when I started getting my mind quiet, practicing mindfulness, that's when God showed up for me. It's not at a church. I mean, I would feel it when I would sing and I would cry, but I don't know if I was crying because I felt God or I was crying because I felt guilty for who I was.
Shame.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's why they talk about redemption and deliverance. It releases and literally washes it out of you. Yeah, shame is very, very big. Yeah.
And I felt like that a lot. So, and I'm not saying like church is a bad thing. For some people, church is good, and that's where they find God. And it's like wherever you need to go to find God, that's where you need to go. Like wherever it is. Me, it's nature. Me, it's like sitting with myself and listening. But you know, that's where I found the most connection with Him. And I found that He is a part of me and I'm a part of Him, and like there's no separation there. And I am good enough for all the things that I've ever wanted. And all these lies that I've been programmed to believe are just lies. They're not real. They're just put there to keep us in this stuck, stagnant place because they don't want us all shining our light. Because if we did, these things would not be able to exist. You know, like big corporations, for example, things like that wouldn't be able to exist if we all were following our light and letting our heart lead us. We wouldn't want to poison people. We wouldn't want to mess up the food system. We wouldn't want to do any of that. And we would not care about the money because we know it's always going to flow to us because there's enough for everybody, right? So I started meditating, and I think that's what really changed my life. Brought me so close to God, let me know that I have a whole spirit team that's been on my side this whole time I've lived. Like, and I mean, I'm not the only one with the spirit team. Every single person has one. God put you here
Yes.
because he knows he put you here with this team so that you can guide, he can help guide you through this life. And
Surrounded by thousands, man. Yep.
like, to think, like, I used to think, oh, I'm not good enough for that. No, I don't have any guides. I don't know yet. I promise you, even if you don't hear them, even if you don't talk to them, they're there. They're waiting for you to ask for their guidance, because they can't help you unless you ask, because it's a free will world. So
Yes.
unless you ask for the help from God, your angels, your guides, whatever you want to call them, they're not going to help you, because you have to ask for it. And I started asking, and I started doing a morning ritual every morning where I just bring them in to me. And, you know, imagine my heart, like a Care Bear heart, just going out into the world and just Care Bearing it up. Like, just imagine that heart space, like going out into the world and giving it to others. And, you know, I used to live every day a fear-based life, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough this. I don't have a good enough job. I don't have, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to get sick and I'm going to get this. I don't know. I was stressed all the time. I was like, had the highest cortisol ever. I got an autoimmune disease because of it. One that no doctor even knew what the hell it was. So it's called lichen planus. It's weird, but it affected my whole mouth, where I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything. So my mouth had sores all over it. That leads to other areas of your body, and then I was getting sores everywhere. And so for me, I went to the doctors. They couldn't help me, and I just did the research on my own, and I kind of figured it out on my own, and I limited my diet, and that's what helped me there. And of course, praying and asking for guidance and help, and doing Reiki on myself. Luckily, in learning how to do the Reiki, I can pull in the Reiki energy and give it to myself. And I try to do that daily, because it is healing. Even if it's for 5 seconds of just aligning my chakras, you know, just, I really believe in this stuff. I believe that God put us here in this world on Mother Earth, because she has all the healing tools, and we have all the healing tools right here to heal us. You know, when I would go to the doctors, I just lost faith. I felt like they were just a drug dealer trying to prescribe me stuff. But I mean,
maybe I'm so glad you're on today.
I'm like, you know, like, I don't want your drugs. I don't want you to sit there and type the whole time I'm talking to you and make eye contact with me for 1 second and not listen to what I'm telling you. Like, I'm telling you all these things, and then to get shunned for whatever, because I don't want this vaccine, or I don't want to do this protocol that you're asking me to do, because I don't believe it. Like, and I used to get shamed for when I would take my kids to get vaccines, and I would ask questions. They would bully the shit out of me. And look what's happening now. Like, us as mothers, we all knew the truth, and they tried to bully us to think that we're not doing the best for our kids when we were. So sometimes I get very passionate about things, because it's like, I know how the world's supposed to work. And we're getting there. We're coming to New Earth, and we're slowly, you know, getting there. And I know that one of my purposes is to bring more people to the New Earth. So, and to bring them to the light, just a little bit. Just if I could just get one little bit of their mind to just, and then them start looking into something else, and, you know, opening their mind. I think so many of us in this world right now, our minds are so closed, and we're on sides of this side or that side. And it's really sad, because it's like, you're missing out more when you're on this side or that side, and then your mind's closed off to anything else. So that's why I do circles. That's why I do Reiki. That's why I do all the things I do, because I've lived not the best life. I mean, I've lived through bad decision after bad decision. I've lived, dealing with this fear and this grief and blaming God. Like, why would you do this to me? No, he didn't do anything to me. Everything happened to me to get me to where I am today. I would not be this person. I would not be able to be on this podcast. I'd still be out there, who knows what. Yeah. But, I think we hold ourselves back so much. We don't see the greatness in ourselves, and we all have it. We all have special gifts. We all came to this world at this time for a reason. Mm-hmm. And if we all tapped into that, just think of what amazing place this world would be. I mean,
will be. Yeah.
Yes, it will. It's coming. It's very much coming. Like, some days I wake up and I just cry tears of happiness.
Yes.
Because there are signs and signs that it's getting closer and closer, and it's very exciting. It's an exciting time to be alive right now. Yes. Even though it's like crazy, but it's very exciting. Like, for those. And
what is happening? Is anybody else on the ground? Like, does anyone else see this right now? I got every day. I'm like, you do that? Oh man, I'm so glad you were on today, man. Jeez Louise.
But I just think that we all need to open up to this love and try to find ourselves. And I'm here to help anybody that wants help trying to get to that point, or that's, been in a cycle of that old earth mentality, because it's changing and we're all changing, and it's just going to be amazing. Like, it really is. And if you could just find that light in you and shed that light to others, I don't even know. I'm almost gonna like cry thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 years just running through my head right now while you're talking. Yeah. It's incredibly painful. And I don't lie to people about that. Because you see a lot of stuff online like love and light. It takes an incredible amount of pain to get to that love and light. Your body is literally physically recalibrated. That, your DNA upgrade.
Yes.
Started telling people that 2 years ago, and everyone's like, I think Shannon has finally snapped. I actually did. However, that's that DNA upgrade. You can literally feel it. It's painful physically. It just ripping that trauma from your very cells, and then you are exhausted and you want to sleep and you want to cry. And then things like what happened right in this moment. I have desperately been struggling with severe trauma, abuse, neglect, and it has really come to the forefront of my life the past few weeks, to the point where I was struggling with not wanting to be here anymore. And I didn't tell many people that. It's that's what it does, though. It makes you quiet about it. It's a very painful process, but it's like as soon as you release that trauma, you immediately see the lesson. Yeah. So then when you have to, because it's cycles, like you'll spin through it again to release even deeper. Right. But that next level of release is led by the understanding of the lesson.
Right. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. It's all about learning the lessons and, shedding that from and right now we're in the year of the snake. We're getting ready to go to horse. So we're shedding all kinds of shit right now because it's coming to the end. And we need to get it shed so that we can be who we need to be for Year of Horse, which I'm really excited about. Not that we're not going to have any shedding, because we're still going to have trauma that we have to work through. And just like you said, Shannon, it isn't easy. So I don't want anybody out there to think like, oh, it's so easy. No, like I cried and cried and cried. I can't tell you, I would cry maybe all day long. It just, it will come up and you just cry and you feel horrible and you feel awful. And you're like, why is this happening? What's going on? But you just have to sit and listen and figure out why it's coming up and what you need to do to deal with it or move it out. Don't push it back down. When you hold back the tears and you're like, no, I'm fine. That's pushing it down. It's not done. It's going to come back up. So, you can keep pushing it down. It's just going to keep coming back up. So,
yeah,
definitely
for me,
let yourself cry in your throat.
Yeah, my neck muscles. You can see it even when I take a deep breath in, because I still struggle with hyperventilating. I held my breath for so long, trying not to cry, trying not to speak my truth, trying not to disconnect myself because I was still very attached to, the family unit.
Right.
And I held my breath for 30
Your throat
years.
chakra was struggling.
Yeah. So now I still take these real deep breaths in. Even now, like that was unintentional what I just did, but my whole throat caves in and my neck muscles bulge on the side. So mine trapped right here in my throat. I was just screaming inside. It caused incredible inflammation. So a lot of people will feel it in their root chakra. They'll have a lot of lower back and hip problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people hold trauma in the hips, and then in the shoulders. But it all, and for women especially, the throat chakra, that's a hard one because women for hundreds and thousands of years have been suppressed. Their voices have been suppressed. So we don't think we can speak up. We don't think it's appropriate or we're allowed to speak our truths. That's a lie, ladies. We can speak our truths whenever we damn well please.
Whenever we want. Whenever we want.
If you don't speak them, look what will happen. See, that's a prime example. She didn't speak her truth for a very long time, and
my whole life.
So it happens, and I think most of the diseases and most of the things that people have today are from trauma or things that they trapped inside of themselves they never let out. I'm not saying all of it. I'm not saying that you don't need Western medicine at all, but I think that we should take a step back from Western medicine and just before we go that route, just figure out if there's anything else we can do naturally. Because trust me, I was the first person whenever I was sick to run the doctor, and I was sick all the damn time. I had strep throat, throat issues all the time because I didn't speak my truth. I didn't think I was worthy enough to be heard or be seen. And that took a long time. It wasn't like this just happened overnight. It takes a very long time of meditating, listening within, doing breath work. Breath work is so important. Just
it's necessary, but man, for a long time, breath work almost made me pass out. I actually almost went out in one of your circles. I don't remember if you remember me gasping for air and reaching for Cassie.
Yes.
Yeah, I went in. Backstory, guys. I went into one of her women's circles, which my guides are very particular about who I allow in my space because my protection was so low, but not really, because clearly I've always been surrounded. But my own mind protection was so low. I was pulling attachments from people left and right.
Wow.
It was terrible. So my guides were always really particular about who I allowed in. And Cassie had told me about your circle. And immediately I was like, yeah, we'll go. we'll go. I was a little anxious.
Oh.
I was real nervous when we got there, and I was real closed off. I was like, I don't need any of this. I don't need this. None of it's going to make a difference. You can't fix anything. And I remember when we were laying there and you were doing the breath work, and what happens to me is I feel like I'm falling. Do you know that feeling? Like your whole nervous system goes like zap, and you feel like you're falling and you jerk. I did that on the floor during your circle.
Wow.
And I went, and I reached for Cassie, and she had seen me do it before. So she immediately knew and just reached back for me. Man. Yeah.
And breath work is hard. It's not for everyone, but it's definitely a trick you can use. Like if you're in a situation where you feel overwhelmed or anxious, go to the bathroom real quick, do a quick square breathing round, or, you know, whatever kind of breathing calls to you. You can look up all different kinds online, but it always brings you back to yourself. So it's definitely a good tool to have in there. I know when I was working at my regular job, I would go to the bathroom numerous times and do breath work because I felt overwhelmed. Another thing I do want to tell people on here is like to protect yourself from other people's energies, because I'm an empath. I have no idea that I was, but I am. So when I used to do hair, I actually hated doing hair, and I had no idea why. I would get off work, and I would just be like, I would be hateful. I would be tired. I would be all of the things when I was just having a great day at work. And then once it was because I'm picking up all this energy of other people and taking it on like it's my own. So now I put that protection shield up all the time. I'm always calling on Archangel Michael to protect me in the divine light, white light or the purple light, with his swords of light, like cut anything. And I actually imagine him with that light just cutting all this shit around me. And then I imagine me walking in this white bubble of light, kind of like Marshmallow Man sometimes is what I imagine when this is like big protection shield around me. And then always calling your energy back to yourself too, at night or in the morning or whenever, just calling it back, because you're giving it away all the time. And you don't even know you are, but there are people out there just taking it. So calling it back to yourself too is really important to do, because I would find myself really like just tired or exhausted, not knowing that, you know, my energy is going to other people. So, and I'm also a generator. I don't know if you guys know much about human design. I only know a little bit, but generators are the ones, energy, like we keep the world going, our energy. And when I found out that I was a generator, I started cracking up laughing, because I realized like my guides had showed me like years ago that I was a generator. I just didn't know what it was. They showed me like wherever I go, like me giving energy and light to everybody in the place, and everybody here, like my family, like their energy is from my energy. So if my energy's off, then all their energy is off. So it's just really crazy. So if you're a generator, you better protect yourself too, because you're just giving your energy all the time. So,
and that's very tricky too, because I'm also a generator. I just got real busy. I see y'all. I told Marcus one time, I feel like I'm wearing a mask, because I am always trying to be upbeat, happy, positive, smiling, laughing, the loudest person. I do understand some of that was a trauma response. However, excuse me, I knew my energy affected the whole room at a very young age. And people have always told me that. But then I was coming home alone and very deeply suffering. Most people had no idea that I even had any issues in my life at all, because I was very, very deeply suffering alone.
Yeah.
So when you're a generator, it's extremely important to have people give back to you.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah. And if you aren't good at receiving, which that took me a long time too, then it's really hard. Because if you're like, oh, yeah, I don't need it, you know, but
yes, I'm good. I don't need any help.
yeah. And I mean, the same, like I cry tears by myself a lot. Like a lot of the struggles I have, I deal with it by myself. I've just, that probably is part of a generator and just my makeup in general. But yeah, I just, but I realize I'm not good at receiving. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But so I had Reiki done recently, and I was like, oh, I'm going to give Reiki back to my Reiki practitioner. When she's giving it to me, I'm going to give it back to her. And my guides came in so fast, like, no, you aren't. You are not. You are going to lay here and receive. And I was like, okay, fine. And so they've been doing that to me a lot lately when I'm like, oh, I'm going to get like, nope, it's your time to receive. So I've been trying to do better about that. But I'm a giver for sure.
I am too.
Yeah.
When I first got sick 2 years ago, the very first things I heard it on repeat in my head over and over and over again. Rest, heal quietly. Your healers will heal you. It took me up until about a week ago to really understand what that meant. I spent the past year and a half really just searching the world for these healers because I'm so sick. My body was so sick. And what I understood was that I was still chasing. And when I encountered these people that could help me, I was still not allowing myself to receive. And I'm still working on that. I still break down into a full-blown panic when I even so much as think about asking for help. Someone is helping me right now, though I can feel it. It's probably the hardest thing is to actually receive, because you have to understand in that moment that there are people that actually want to see you succeed and want nothing in return from you. And I am an overgiver. If you give me $5, I am going to spend the rest of my life. I'm going to be paying your bills. I'm going to be neglecting my bills. Pay your bills. You know what I'm saying? All because you gave me that $5. And it doesn't matter if you tell me, no, I don't want it back. Nope. You're going to get back times 75. But that's not caring for me. That's not allowing these people that were put in my life to allow me to receive without me. That is a concept to my brain that is so wild. And you're telling me there are people that just love me, like that just want to do good. Against me to remind me of 10 years ago when they did this for me. Like, what? That is a very difficult concept to grasp. Yeah, allowing yourself to receive, man.
Yeah. And that there are people that just want your well-being and your good, and that's all they're here for. You know, that's very hard to believe if you've you know, been living this world, because you see all the time they show you all the time that's not true, but it is true. There's so many people out here that want the best for you and that are coming to the light, and there's more and more of us, and there's going to be more and more and more and more. We're just going to fill up this whole place because the light always beats the dark. And so the more light we have, the dark doesn't have a chance. And I truly believe that. And it's what we're working towards. And, when I said I didn't think I was good enough to have a guide or guides and angels, I really didn't think I was. I really thought like that's just for special people, especially when my guide, Yeshua, came to work with me. And Yeshua, as some of you may know, is Jesus. And I was like, there's no way Jesus is coming to work with me. I mean, it's not just me. He's not like just my guide. He's a lot of those guides out there. But he's the one that helps me do Reiki healing. So when I call on my Reiki healing team, he is my main guide that helps me heal. And he's amazing. And I was kind of there for a while. I was so against, I don't want to say I was against Jesus, but I kind of was, because I was just against what they've portrayed about him. And it's not his truth. Right. And so when I reunited with him, it was a wonderful, experience. And he's here to help me spread light to all of you. And I'm so happy to be able to even work with him or conversate, or feel his energy, because it's truly amazing. And anybody that wants his healing, you just call on him and he will be right there.
Every time.
Yes, every time. He doesn't really like what's happening with his name and all those things, but that doesn't matter. He's here to heal and help people. And that's all he was here to do the first time, was just to show people that you're the way to God himself. So God lives within you, and the I am is in you, and it is in you and me and everybody. And we're all the sons and daughters of God, and we all have a special place in this world at this time. So I hope that we can all tap into our gifts. And I want to see it all. I can't wait to see all this light start lighting up the world, which it already is. We're already getting there.
I'm ready. I'm tired. I don't know about you. I'm tired. I've seen enough.
I'm ready for new work.
It's like never-ending information pouring.
Oh, yeah.
I love that you said that. We were at Zoetic Connections one day. Zoetic Connections is a shop in Lancaster that sold, crystals. Oh man, what doesn't she sell? And there was a group of us in the back, and we had all joined in a circle and held hands, and all of us had our eyes closed, and we all saw Yeshua came right down. We all described the exact same thing that we all saw, and he made his way in a circle around us. And
I have chills everywhere.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. I've been on a very deep exploration lately. And yeah, it was in that moment, that you realize, because I'm surrounded by, pagans, people that don't have a strong, religious faith, but Jesus still showed up. So it really gets you thinking. We're always like, this person is against God. Are they really against God, or are they working in a dimension that you're not aware of because it's not yours to be made aware of? Right. I just found out this morning that, the Ethiopian Bible, which I really want to get a hold of, the very original writings, the original scripture, pagans were actually offered, this is how farming began. Pagans were offered farmland if they steered away from paganism. I just found that out this morning. I'm mind blown. A friend of mine is from the United Kingdom, and he actually had gotten a Reiki session because I told him to. And he got day before yesterday. I had a strange dream about him last night. Immediately messaged him like, how was your Reiki session? And he called me, and we got onto that conversation about it, and which is crazy because farming is very deeply instilled in me. I'm a farmer for 11 years, and I desperately miss it. I had no idea, but it's actually written in the original scripture. So now I'm waiting on him, and I'm going to be getting my hands on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
need to.
So cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, the way, when you really look at it, we can't say we are all God's children. We are all from God. If we are looking at different people and saying, well, you're going against.
No.
There are levels out there. There are dimensions. There are leaders. There are levels. There are different planes of existence, all created under one source, all for a divine purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, people tell me all the time, like, you need to stay away from witchcraft. I personally don't do spells. I don't need to. And I'm very, very against dark and chaos magic, very against it. It's not necessary. We don't need to be getting any kind of get back at anybody. That's not what we're doing here.
No.
But yeah, I found so much very rich history in crystals, energy healing, paganism, and all of it led right back to Jesus. Who you want to, get down to, it was the Son of God. Yeah. Specifically sent here. None of us are walking on water. You feel me?
No. We haven't tapped into those gifts yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That, and I can't mess with fire. A little bit, but not too much. They're like, no, we're not going to give you that until you figure out this little anger thing you got going on here. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think, sometimes religion was put here to divide us all and think we're different and separate, and that these people are better than these people. And I think if we took that away from it and maybe just read the Bible, or we just talk to God ourselves within ourselves, that's how we get to God. And it's not through these religious, rules and whatever. Right. You got to follow all this stuff to be loved by God. No, God loves you no matter what. Like,
correct.
And
correct.
And yes, if you want healing or help, or you call on Yeshua or God, anybody, they will help you. You just have to be ready, because they're going to come and help you. If you're not ready to be helped, there's nothing they can do.
The help is not always what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, they're going to take the lessons, and you've got to learn those lessons. And like, you could just look on people's lives and see what lessons they're supposed to be learning and how much they're failing sometimes. And it's really sad, because I'm able to look back and see those now, and look at people. I can look at someone a lot of times and be like, okay, this is a lesson they're supposed to be learning now, just by the patterns that they're doing in life. And you got to learn that lesson on your own. Nobody else can make you learn it. Unfortunately, it's you that's got to make the change. But once you do, you'll be happy. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's not easy, but I'm telling you, you'll be so much happier.
Yes. It's shedding that old skin, man.
Mm-hmm. And it takes a while. It's not like you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be this person. It takes time. It takes you time to get to where you were. It's going to take you time to get to where you need to be. So just have grace on yourself, love yourself, and do it for you. Like, you really, I think people try all the time to do it for other people, and that's where they fail, because they really have to do it for themselves. They have to find the love for themselves, to just want it for themselves. And then when they do that for themselves, they're doing it for their whole family. And and I think once I realized, when I break the trauma, or I break that cycle, I break it. It breaks it for my kids. It breaks it for my kids.
Yeah.
And that was so important to me when I learned that. I was like, shit, I'm breaking all these cycles, because I don't want my poor kids to be living this shit because I did it. I'm breaking it all that I can. So I guess that wasn't just for me to do it. It was my kids too, but ultimately it's going to work best if you do it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do it for anyone else. You can't, because then you attach shame.
Yeah.
So when you're saying I'm doing this even for my kids, you're basically saying that I'm doing this because, you know, I feel shame. And I have to do it for my kids,
Right.
you know, so that I don't spill over onto them, blah, 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 which, you know, is very valid. However, yeah, you can't change even for your children. You have to do it for you.
Yeah.
Or else then you're still just chasing the dragon still. Yeah. It's about attachment. Detachment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a lot of people think that detachment equates, you know, a cold heart. And that's so far from the truth.
No.
So far from the truth, man.
No. Like it's just for our well-being, you know, like I tell my kids all the time, like you have to do what's best for you. Ultimately, I know people in this world are telling you, oh, you have to do what's best for your mom or your dad or your no. Best for you. Like I'm here to help, but it's really what's best for you. Like you're the person, you're the only one to make the changes and make your life the way you want it to be. So, you know, you got to do it for you. If I didn't, I'd still be working at a miserable job, drinking on the weekends. So thankful that I decided to take this path. And
I am too.
Yes. And
you're fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Just a complete ray of light.
Thanks.
Very safe space, very safe human being. Your energy, your voice is healing. You're articulate with your words, which means a lot to people that have experienced a lot of trauma and neglect. When you're surrounded by chaos, like you said, man, words. But yeah, you're very articulate and soft-spoken, which is like ice to the nervous system. It just cools it right down. And yeah, I just really appreciate who you are as a person.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on here and telling a little bit of my story. And I hope it can help others. And, you know, like I said a while back, they showed me my purpose or my mission. I like to call it a mission because I like to think of myself as a superhero because we all have superpowers living in this world. And so my mission
it is a superpower though.
Yes. So when I first learned all the spiritual stuff, I basically was like, yeah, we're all fucking superheroes and we're living and we have all these super gifts and so that's what I envision. And so mine is to bring the light. So I just have this big gun that's just full of light. It's not full of anything else. And I'm just shooting it at people, or my heart is the Care Bear heart. That's another thing I envision. And I just want to help other people find that because it's here. God never wanted us to come to this earth to live a horrible life. That's not what this is about. Like he wants us to be happy. He wants us to love, and he's a place of love. Like anything that's not love, we were taught from something else, not God, because God is pure love. And any evil, any fighting, any anger is not God's doing. Like that's not what he put us here for. He put us here to love one another and to be pure love. So yeah.
All right. Well, I know you have a Reiki appointment. I just heard, check the time.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say? Anything you want to end it with?
I don't think so. I just, like I said, I hope everybody can find their light. And if you need help, I'm always here. And like Shannon said, I've been through so much. I don't judge people because I've probably been there, done it, or someone I know and love has been there and done it. And who am I to judge? Have just as much sin as anyone else. So, I hope that if you need help, you can reach out to me or feel comfortable enough to reach out to me or someone you love to help have them help you along the path. And sending you all so much love and light.
Yes. Thank you so much, Carmen.
Thank you.
You saved my life today.
Oh, sending you so much love and light, Shannon. Thank you so much.
I already feel it.
There.
Thank you. We'll see you, man.
Bye.
Man. Wow. Dark night of the soul is a very real thing. A lot of people are going through it right now. Dark night of the soul is when you are realizing what you're attached to, your own patterns, what's been holding you back, what pain you're facing, what you're not letting go of. Dark night of the soul happens when you are ready to elevate energetically, ascension. But you have to let go of the things that are holding you back still. I have had a very long, almost 2 years, 1 year and 5 months. I've had a very long life. I have not only suffered abuse, neglect, and trauma, but I have also abused, neglected, and traumatized myself. I was incapable of realizing what I was doing to myself because in my mind, I was so desperate for connection. I was desperate for somebody to just not leave. I'm still very, very raw in this, very, very fresh in this, very much trying to instill it into my children at this point as well. But more than anything, I'm trying to keep going. Release it, let it go. I am worthy. I am loved. Judge not lest you be judged. He who is without sin, let him cast the first stone. Jesus said it was done. That has been very, very important to me the past week. I do not have a close connection to my family. There were things that I had done when I was younger as a trauma response. I no longer hold any shame in those things. I don't hold shame against myself for the things that I was doing to try to survive. I'm no longer trying to survive. I'm now trying to teach my body that we are safe. Oh man, I needed her today. This is that divine timing, man. I talk about it constantly. My truth has still been stuck in me a lot recently. My fears of speaking my truth because I truly don't want to hurt anybody, especially my family. But man, you have to forgive yourself. You have to not only forgive yourself, but you then have to detach and create your own new reality. You have to allow everything to flow through you like water, move through you, allow it to move so it's not stagnant, so it's not stuck. If you do struggle with these things, like she said, and she's a fantastic Reiki professional or practitioner, find yourself a Reiki practitioner to help you move that stagnant energy. Do your breath work. Do it until I have to stop with my breath work sometimes because I do start hyperventilating, but I will continue to go back to my breath work. Trauma is nothing more than a repeat memory on loop. Your brain, like I said, it's an organ. It just retains information. It doesn't create new information. New information is given to us. The only thing that you're doing is repeating what your brain remembers. And a lot of people talk about memory loss with trauma and depression. My personal opinion on it is you don't need to remember. We don't need to try to remember. If it's not there anymore, you leave it where it was. That's not something that you need to rehash and reiterate to continue moving forward. If you need to remember it, I very well promise you that memory will come back. But the reason it will come back is because it's a shadow that you need to relieve yourself from. We are not here to suffer. We are here to connect, and we are here to remind each other that we're not alone, so that we can learn how to regulate our own nervous systems and pass that down. Regulated nervous systems is the new abundance. That's the new wealth. So, man, I swear I could obviously go on and on like usual, but me struggling with not accepting help, I truly believe that Carmen was on today for me to receive that message. She and I have almost an identical life story, and I needed to receive that today. My gosh. Divine timing. It's a very beautiful thing. I highly recommend Carmen, anything that she does, any of her women's groups. Gosh, go get your hair cut by the woman. I don't care. Just be in her presence. If you need Reiki healing, she is phenomenal. Man, I get to sit with this the rest of the day, and I'm so very grateful that I'm not alone. None of us are. So, sheesh. All right. I will let it go at that. They're starting to shut me down around me, counting me out. So, yeah, man, if no one told you guys today, I love you. We're all just walking each other home. Thanks for joining.
This wolf moon ritual could change everything, but only if you show up. January 2nd, 2026 marks the first wolf moon of the year, and the Sacred Kingdom community is hosting a live activation that you won't want to miss. At 10 p.m. Eastern, join Kingdom Council members Lunar Queen, Kat, Sarah B., and Crystalite as they guide you through a transformational evening. We're talking reflective journal prompts to set your intentions, resonant herbs and crystals to amplify your energy, personalized card readings, and guided meditation to connect you with the wolf moon's power. Grab your favorite snacks, brew some tea or cacao, and settle in for cozy conversation and uplifting vibes. Plus, there's an open Q&A where your voice matters in the comments. Tune in live on YouTube's Sacred Kingdom or Facebook Live Sacred Kingdom community. The wolf moon waits for no one.